Hey everybody, I've got to fix my camera here. There we go. It's Karen. Hi Sandy, I saw you popped in already. For the I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit and see if people can start coming in. I know I'm a half hour earlier than normal. I have to leave a little early too because I have to get down to my doctor's, who's about 40 minutes away. So I hope everybody's doing well. Those of you who are here, make sure you pop in and let me know you're here. Got a little bit to talk about. I've got a few changes going on. So I wanted to make sure I did go live today and chat with you guys about them. Man, the having the mirror behind me is so different. For those of you who've been around, we are moving. The house goes on the market next week. So the closet that used to have all my shelves for my yarn is now turned back into a closet with a mirrored door now. The original doors were wood like the door to my room. So we had gotten rid of those thinking we were going to be here for a while, but the move changed everything. So other than that, I just wanted to wait a couple minutes more and see if anybody else will pop in. Hopefully, if you are watching this video later, you'll stick around for all of the news I have right now. Actually, I want to talk to you before I start on the news. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about well, it's not a new yarn. It's been around for a long time. It's Cascade Yarns Fixation. And it's a yarn. I have a whole bunch on my desk right now, and I thought I wanted to talk to you about it because with summer coming, I know a lot of people like to make summer tops and stuff, and I know this is used a lot for swimsuits as well. But it's a yarn that has elastic in it, so it stretches. And I use it for baby hats. This is the yarn that I actually use when I do my charity baby hats. This one is actually, I started a baby hat and then realized I had packed the knitting needles that I usually use for this yarn. I wanted to knit this hat. It's going to be for one of my nieces and nephews who is having a new baby. And this is the colorway Seattle for Fixation. But I had the wrong needles. I had packed the needles, and so I had to order a new 9-inch circular from Amazon in order to be able to start this. I'm supposed to get those today. But I wanted to talk about this because they have a new one that I didn't know when I ordered the yarn for my nephew. They have Fixation Splash, which I hadn't heard of before, and this one's the color Hydrangea. And it's almost a speckle in a way. I mean, it's got some striping like a gradient, but it's got some speckles in there too. And I ordered it because I may use these for my charity baby hats. But I wanted to show this because this is a great summer color, and it's a DK weight, I believe, Sport or DK. It uses a size. I would say anywhere from from an F to an H you can use. So if you're, hi Anna Louisa, it's good to see you. Good, I'm glad you're here. But it's so if you've got a summer sweater that you're looking for some yarn, you want a little bit of stretch in it, this is a great yarn. The other thing I like about this yarn is that even for the baby hats that I do, it holds its shape. So you don't have to worry about a cotton sweater that, if you wash it and then hang it or lay it flat, and if you stretch it too much, it loses its shape. Even though this is made with cotton, I'll give you what what it's made of. Hang on a second, I gotta find it. It's 98.3% cotton and 1.7% spandex. So it's got enough stretch in there so that if you're working if you're doing a garment, which I actually, after seeing this colorway, I'm really thinking about making a summer top for myself. But with that stretch in it, you've got some if you, especially if you're making something for yourself that's a little on the negative ease size where it's kind of skims your body, it's pretty awesome. Now, like I said, with this one, it's going to be a baby hat. So, and it's the Seattle Seahawks colors, which my nephew will absolutely love, and the Mariners actually. So, it'll cover both teams for him, even though they're having. Oh no, they're having. This one's having a little boy, so I'm good. I have to remember I have so many great nieces and nephews right now that I can't keep them straight. It is a very nice yarn, Anna Louisa. It's Cascade Fixation. This is their splash. They have the regular fixation, which is the tonals. Then they have, this is also their regular fixation, which is, this one's a striped, like the Seattle one, but they also have, with the new one, which is the splash, which is it's variegated, but it's got speckles in it. So it's something to check out. And what's really cool right now is, Cascade is actually shipping direct to customers now. It used to be that when you went to their website, you could only order if you were a wholesale customer, but because of the COVID-19, I'm going to put their website down for you. Oops, it didn't type. Hang on a second here. There we go. If you're interested in ordering any of their yarns or seeing some of their others, they have some really cool eco yarns. When I was working for my local yarn shop way back in the like 2010, 2011, they had a line that came out was all eco yarns, and they have most of them still available. They're beautiful, and so if you want some natural fibers, I definitely recommend Cascade Yarns for that. So I might as well go ahead and get started because I'm probably going to have to leave about 15 minutes early. So as most of you guys know, my family's moving. Our house is going on the market next week. And this whole last weekend, we have been getting the house ready. Pictures are going to happen this week with the stagers coming on, I guess, tomorrow. The stagers coming to add some things, and we've had painting done and new carpet. You can see my new carpet in the background. So anyway, that's a lot of stress in my life right now. More than just having this virus and the shutdown. It's been a lot of stress. And then last week, my mom passed out getting out of the shower. She's 84 and was in the hospital for 3 days. And it ended up being just that she had a bladder infection that affected her. But she also has dementia, and that has left a lot of stress in my life. And I'm 900 miles away. So I've decided, if you're part of my Team Hooligan group on Facebook, you know that I am planning to shut down that group and rearrange how I do social media. And I wanted to let you guys know here too that Team Hooligan on Facebook is going to shut down June 1st. I'm going to archive it and it won't come back unless something drastic happens in my life. I just don't have enough time to deal with all the things in my life, including keeping a group going. And you know, if you've been part of that group, you know that I haven't been there that much, even over the last year. My mom's dementia and all the things going on here with my daughter graduating from college, my son moving in and out, and it's just been a lot, a lot. So first thing I want to tell you is that I did do a poll over on Facebook with my group because they are the ones who seem to be engaged other than my newsletter. And my newsletter is going to get this information also next week when my June newsletter goes out. But what I'm going to do is I am no longer going to be doing a live video on YouTube. After the last couple weeks and having a lot of trolls come on and really just deal with, you know, having to shut them down and having them take over the live chat feed. And, you know, I'm risking that again today, but because I wanted to get this information out. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do it on YouTube. YouTube is going to become my I'm going to pre-record video, and it'll be a learning channel. Sometimes it'll be an unboxing, maybe, things like that. If I have news, I will pre-record it and then put it on there. Just because I want to try to, thank you, Marietta. I'm so glad you're here. I just want YouTube to be educational, and I don't want my followers to have to deal. I mean, I know I'm going to have to watch the comments, and I do have already some filters in place for the actual standalone videos, that if there's any sort of keywords on there, that they'll hold the comments in moderation so that I can come through and see if they're actually spamming me or if they're true comments. So if you post on one of my videos, which I highly recommend that you do, because I will respond to you on my videos. If it doesn't show up right away, it's probably because there's some word in there that might be close to some filter I have. So don't panic that I'm not letting you post. I want you to know that right off the bat. So that's what's going to happen with YouTube. Okay, so I am still going to go live. If you follow me on Instagram, I am going to go into Instagram stories live. At some point, I might start doing Instagram TV too, but at this point, Instagram stories is all I can take the time right now to learn how to use. And that's actually going to start next week. And next week, I'm not going to go live the normal way like I have been this week. Next week, starting on Tuesday, from 11 a.m. Pacific to 11:30 a.m. Pacific, which is what, 2 to 2:30 Eastern if you're on the East Coast. I'm actually going live with my local yarn shop, Stilly River Yarns. And I'm really excited about that. I'm going to put her up here, StillyRiverYarns.com. I think I mentioned this last week. And she is at Stilly River Yarns. That with the @ sign in front, that is her Instagram handle if you want to follow her too. My book, Modern Italian Lace Crochet, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, is going live, and everybody can buy it everywhere, starting next Tuesday. Tuesday at midnight. It'll go live on Amazon. It'll go live. Well, everybody can order it now, but I'll start shipping regularly instead of doing a pre-sale as of Tuesday. And what we're going to do is from Tuesday through Saturday, and then the following week, Tuesday through Saturday, we're going to go live for that half an hour. I'm going to introduce what each one of my patterns, one pattern a day for all 10 days that we're going to be online. And I'm going to talk about the pattern. I'm going to talk about the yarns I use. I'm going to talk about why that design is the way it is. And a lot of what I told you last week, but I might go into a little more detail. Detail. And then Lindsay, the owner of Stilly River, she is going to show you yarn pairings that will go, like the first one has 2 different yarns, or 2 different colorways. So she's going to show you yarns that she carries in the shop that could be alternatives to the yarns I used. So we're going to be, Central would be, Louisa, it would be, let's see, 1 o'clock Central. So 1 o'clock p.m. Central on Tuesdays. Excuse me, those 10 days I'll be on. So I'm not going to do an actual live. I'm losing my voice, guys. It's been going back and forth between rain and sunshine, and my asthma and my allergies are just not liking that right now. But we'll be doing that for the 10 days. So I won't be going live like I am now for 2 weeks. But then after that it's going to depend on where my house is, because my house is going on sale next week too. The following week, my plan is to go live on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. But if someone calls and says they want to show the house, or there's something else that has to happen for the house, I may or may not. But I will let you know on Instagram for sure. And I may post it on my Facebook as well. My Facebook page itself the fan page, the group is going to go away, but my fan page is going to remain there. I am going to post to my fan page. I'll probably go on Facebook 2, maybe 3 times a week to respond to comments and things like that. I do not have the message where you can message me on Facebook active, because I am on there so little these days that it just doesn't seem fair to have you guys hang out there waiting. So I've shut that off. If you want to contact me directly, go to Instagram, or go to my preferred way would be to go to my website and use my contact form, just so you guys know. Then there's one last thing that I pulled my my group on Facebook about, because again, they are one of the most engaged for my stuff, is they, by about 4 votes, wanted me to put a forum on my website. Now, that can happen, and it probably will happen. It's just going to take some time. So the reason being, first of all, is the move. And then secondly, it's going to take a lot of testing to make sure it's not going to be something that breaks my website. Because my website is an e-commerce website, and I can put a forum on it, but I need to be sure that I'm not going to shut down my income stream to have a forum. So I want people to understand that is coming. Hopefully it'll come soon. I'm hoping by fall, but that's going to be the last thing I put up. So I need to deal with the move and all that stuff. So that is another way you can talk to each other, talk to me. Instagram, I'm going to be as active, probably 2 to 3 times a day on Instagram. Just because whenever I post on Instagram, I have more engagement there than anywhere else. Most of the people who follow me on Facebook are also following me on Instagram, and I get more comments on Instagram and conversations there than anywhere else. So I have thought about doing, like TikTok or or Snapchat or whatever else is out there. Right now, I just don't have the bandwidth to learn something new, you guys. So I just need to get through this move. And then maybe in 2021, I'll start thinking about doing other platforms. But right now, I'm going to stick to the platforms I know. And that's Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So, yeah, I like Instagram too, Marietta. It just seems like there's more, I don't know, more engagement for our industry. I mean, I'm sure that there is engagement in, my daughter did look at crochet on TikTok for me, and she said, because I don't even have the app on my phone, and she did say there's some out there, but there are a lot of younger girls that are using the heavier yarns, and they're doing the mandalas and the amigurumis and things like that. So that's not my market, because I'm a lace and fingering weight kind of girl. So so that's my big news, guys. So hopefully you guys will find a spot where you can, continue to interact with me. The cool thing about Instagram is that when I go live, it'll be, the max is an hour, and it'll tell me when my hour is almost up, so I can wind things up at that point. And you can still interact with comments and chat with me and stuff like that. So I am looking into probably later this year doing live streaming of where I'm going to actually maybe work on a project and live stream something like that too. I don't know what platform I'm going to use for that, or if I'm going to do it on my website or how, but those are things that I want to be able to do, because I know you guys want to see the behind the scenes of some of my stuff. And I just, it's with everything that's going on, trying to figure that out has been hard. So I'm going to do as much as I can on Instagram, and I'm going to be looking to that in the future. I know a couple people have mentioned Twitch is one place to go. My kids keep telling me Twitch is really great. So we'll see. It may be just something that I live stream to my own website. So Okay, so now I want to talk to you guys about modern Italian lace crochet. And first of all, for all of you who have ordered the book in the pre-sale, it's still on pre-sale right now. I still have a few goodie bags. So if you haven't ordered, the top first 100 people who ordered this book will get a goodie bag. And I'm so excited because there's something new that I haven't told anybody yet. I'm going to tell later on social media. But first, you guys get to hear this first. Anzula Yarns actually sponsored the book with some yarn, and I'm going to show you the pattern that I did in her yarn. Hang on a second. Here we go. It's Strade. This is the yarn, and she has given me a single discount coupon code that anybody can purchase a skein of the Breeze yarn, which is what I use as Strade, and they can get it for free. So I have a golden ticket, and I've covered the code so nobody can see the code, but I have a golden ticket. And this is going to go in one of those goodie bags. In fact, it's going to go in one of those goodie bags probably today. And when I process all of the pre-orders later this week to ship on Friday, they're going to all ship on Friday. Somebody is going to get this golden ticket and they'll be able to order the yarn. Now, what's really cool is she's made it so that it's worth up to the amount of a single skein of Breeze. And a single skein of Breeze is $36.50. And so she did say that if you wanted something else instead of the Breeze, you could use it on that too, as long as it didn't go over the $36.50. So you can try out one of her yarns, any of her yarns, free with the golden ticket. So hopefully if you've ordered the book, you might actually win the golden ticket. So I don't know who it's going to be. I'm actually going to stick it in one of the goodie bags and seal it back up. And then I'm going to mix up the goodie bags so that I don't know who gets it. So I'm just going to mix them up and do it that way. So I'm excited for you guys. So if you are one of the winners, make sure that you post on Instagram that you are the winner of the golden ticket, or any of my social media, and let me know via email if you're not on social media. So I would love to know who the winner is. And then also Anzula is sending me some of their mini skeins. I should get them tomorrow or the next day. And so everybody who orders a book, the first 100 people will also get a mini skein stuck in the bag with them. I don't know what the yarns are. She's giving me a variety of yarns. So you'll get a little mini skein that you can try out. It's usually about 30 yards worth of yarn, but just to try out her yarns. So that's coming too. I haven't announced that yet either. So there you go. Again, I only have a few goodie bags left, so if you haven't ordered, now's the time, because as soon as those goodie bags are gone, they're gone, and you still have a chance right now to win the golden ticket. So, so I think that's all of my news at this moment. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can tell you that I just got a contract for next year to be teaching live at an event. I can't tell you what event it is quite yet, but hopefully it will go. So as soon as that event goes live with the information, I will let you know that I'm teaching there. The other thing too is once we have moved over to the Tri-Cities area and we're settled into our rental, because we're going to be renting until our house is finished being built, and won't be moving into that house until probably, I'm thinking late November, early December, before Christmas is the goal, is what they're telling us. Once I get settled into our rental, I do plan to do some live classes. So be watching for those. I'm probably going to do a test run with some beta testers. So if you're interested in taking a live class from me at a reduced cost, to just see how things go and see if the platform works and all of that, let me know. Just go to my website. I'm going to put it in the comments here. and use my contact form and tell me that, yeah, I'm interested in taking a class, a reduced class. I haven't decided which class it is going to be yet. And it either might be one of my beading classes or it might be my sock class. I'm not 100% sure which is it's going to be to test out the platform. So I'm still working that out, but keep watching my newsletter or my Instagram stories to find out about that. So does anybody here have any questions about it? I know I just spewed a whole lot of information at you. And but if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. And it doesn't have to be on what I talked about just now. It can be on anything. I've got another about 15 minutes or so before I have to go. So I'm glad to chat with you about anything. I don't have a project with me today because I have been working all weekend on getting this house ready. So I haven't really pulled out a project. I haven't even wanted to. I've been laying on the couch at night, just collapsed, practically falling asleep. So, but I'm glad to answer any questions for you. I know. Well, I have a couple projects that are in progress. One, actually, both of them I can show you, but I have them in another room right now. I just haven't been able to pick up a hook. It's just I've been so tired, and I don't want to ruin the projects. It's that kind of thing. That's kind of why I bought some of this yarn so that I can make baby hats, because baby hats are no brainers for me, and I don't have to use a lot of brain power. But the fact that my hands haven't been fidgety is very odd, and that tells you how tired I've been with all of this moving stuff. I cannot wait for next Wednesday when it's over. How do you find inspiration for what your next project is? Well, usually I have kind of a queue of projects. So usually my next project is whatever the next project I have. But how I get inspiration for the projects that go into the queue, like I'm already started working on my next book. I've got one project done, one in progress, and those are just usually a theme comes to me for a book and I start working on them. I usually go through my stash first and see what I've got in there that I can use. And then, or I'll draw out my projects for a book. And then I'll say, okay, so-and-so's yarn would be good for this. This yarn would be good for that. And I'll go to contact yarn companies for color ideas. Kind of like Marietta, I did with the cowl I did for my anniversary. I mean, I knew I wanted you to dye a special colorway for me, but I also knew your yarn was going to be perfect for that. So that's why we did that. And then a lot of times I'll be either a yarn company will come to me, like I have one project I can't show you that a yarn company came to me and said, we'd like you to do this project in this yarn, and I'll do that. And they give me some parameters, but they'll say, this is the color, this is what the feel of it we want, but you can design whatever you want. So I'm got, do stuff like that. But a lot of times it's just the skein of yarn. I'll either see it in the shop or at a show, or it'll be sitting in my stash for a while and I don't know what to do with it. And then all of a sudden this idea will come into my head. And I'm one of those people who in the shower or in the middle of the night will have an idea that comes and has to write it down. And I'll know exactly what skein of yarn I have in my stash that will do that. It's kind of like the project you and I have coming up, Marietta, that kind of when I saw the color at Grazing Hills last year, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. So that's coming, people. There's a little teaser. I've got a project coming with Inner Yarns In. So that's kind of how my inspiration. I mean, a lot of times though, I'll see something in nature and write it down, or I'll see a silhouette at a department store, maybe even of a garment there for garments sometimes, or even it'll be a pattern in, like if it's a woven top or something, I'll see the pattern that I know I could easily replicate in crochet, things like that. and I write those things down. So that's kind of how my inspiration, it comes from everywhere. Honestly, it comes from everywhere. Nature is a big one for me, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. It'll be interesting to see once we move to Central Washington if my creativity changes a little bit in how I design. It's going to be a lot warmer there in the summers and a lot colder in the winters. So it'll be interesting to see how things change for me. Anybody else have a question? Okay. Well, you know what? Then if everybody's is good, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will pick up live on Instagram stories starting next week at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 12 Mountain, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. So, Anna Louise, where are you, Anna Louise? I can't remember. Are you in the U.S. or I can't remember where you said you were from. But warm, yeah. I could use a little warm weather. My asthma would like a little bit drier, drier heat. That's for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off that way. Oh, Mexico. That's right. You are in Mexico. Okay. That's right. Oh, yeah. You know, I have never been to Mexico. I grew up in California and never, ever went to Mexico. And that's on my bucket list to get down there. So I will definitely let you know when I'm coming. Again, too much going on right now. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me via my website, either or my contact form, or you can direct message me on Instagram, or I think those are the 2 best ways to get a hold of me. You can't do it on Facebook anymore. So and I will check the comments here probably later today or tomorrow if you have any questions for me. But I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you next week. Have a good one.